Welcome to Cricket Centre. Tough tour of Australia coming up, and the selectors have done a wise thing, picking up a team with a fair amount of strength, considering that there is also vision for the future here. Vision for the future, bring in Lokesh Rahul as the opening batsman, and also men like Suresh Raina, still a lot of cricket left in him, and Namanoja for the first test match because Dhoni is out with an injury. 18-member squad, plenty to choose from, but let me first start with what is Virat Kohli going to do? 6 batsmen, wicketkeeper and 4 bowlers. I think that's the right way to go about. And the 6 batsmen, my choices will be this. Murali Vijay has done exceptionally well with a comeback. Well, the comeback, let's take a look how the numbers are. Because someone who's doing well at the top has to also take the shine out of the new ball. With Murali Vijay, is just not taking the shine out of the new ball. He has played sessions out. He's one of the batsmen who has done exceptionally well, and also the only batsman to cross 400 runs, the highest run maker against England in that series. Obviously, we had a victory there, but then he had a lot to do with that victory, 95 runs in the second innings. So Murali Vijay up front is the one batsman who is going to take a spot as his opener, a confirmed spot. With Shikhar Dhawan left out for the last 2 test matches, and then he still have a lot to play for because 14 games outside of India. We're talking about 14 innings there where he has not performed in just one test match away from India. He's picked up 100, but dismal performances outside of India, that's not a great thing. But Shikhar Dhawan still has a lot to contribute. But a left-hander up front, we want to have as an opening pair. But to me, a Lokesh Rahul with the kind of form he is in and 100 in each innings in the Duleep Trophy final that's just recently concluded, forced his way into the team, didn't let the selectors think too much, a highly talented young man, and then the wrist work and also a talent that's got technique behind it. And why not take a new man into the team? A young guy is not going to have too many fears, and then to play shots on the Australian pitches, that's the way to go. Aggressive opening batsman will be the ideal foil for someone like Murali Vijay. So the two of them get together, give you the right starts, and you also have a wonderful middle order. Talking about middle order, I think you must look at Pujara, Virat Kohli, and then the likes of a Rahane. Now let me talk about Rahane. There have been quite a few of them talking about why not Rahane opening the innings. He's done very well in the ODIs. The opportunity that Rohit Sharma gave because of injury to Rahane, he's just grabbed it with both hands. Picked up 200s, one in England, and that's been really special. Not to forget the fact that Rahane was responsible for India's historic win, and that historic win, we keep talking about it at the Lords. Lesser, we talk about the fact, away from India, 17 test matches, India having lost 13. I think that's absolutely dismal. But then we'll take pride in the fact we did win at Lords, and that win made a very big difference to me because that combination is what I would want to stick with. And that gives you the sampling that India can do really well outside of the country. Now, talking about Rahane, batting at 3, I think that's where I would go because Rahane's ability to take on the new ball, the fast bowlers, and then perhaps, number 5, 6, he will always be resurrecting the innings rather than building an innings. And India needs to build innings to win test matches. And Rahane batting at 3 would be the ideal thing to me. Now, what happens to Pujara? So many double hundreds and then 150 in South Africa. Is he just not fit enough to be batting at 3? Why not number 5? Over a period of time, we've seen men like Rahul, and then I'm talking about Rahul Dravid, and then Lakshman. The two of them, there have always been a tussle between the two. Who bats at 3? Now, if Rahul did well at 3, he stuck to 3, and then Lakshman would have to place himself at 5 or 6. So it's been a tussle that went on for many years. Sometimes, a decade is just really long. And that tussle ended up with Rahul finally finding his place at 3, and then Lakshman had to settle at 5. Could well be the case between Rahane and Pujara. Why not set off the tussle and enjoy? Because we want to see batsmen do well. Now, middle order batsmen just don't come in with this kind of a tag saying, I am number 3, I am number 4. For 24 years, there was only one man who came in with a tag and said, I am number 4. That was Sachin Tendulkar. Tendulkar is different. But these men, to become Tendulkar or to become something really big in test match cricket, I think we need to give them space and then let them perform in specific positions and then finally say, this is where you belong. Now, Rahane, let him be number 3 for me. Let Virat Kohli, don't disturb that young man because he's in tremendous form, obviously done well in ODI cricket, but the only man to have scored 100 in Australia the last time the Indian team toured there. So Virat Kohli will be looking forward to that challenge there, and also the challenge as a captain, which I think is a great thing to come about, because vision for the future, you're talking about in a few years from now, it could well be Virat Kohli's team. So Virat Kohli there at number 4, 5 is Pujara, 6. Are you going to go with Rohit Sharma? Yes, I would go with Rohit Sharma, because Suresh Raina, give him a little more time, because there are always too many questions being asked. Why is Suresh Raina, who's just good for shorter format, being picked for Test cricket? A lot of people ask this question because they felt Ambati Rayudu, there was been investment on him for 2 years. Ambati Rayudu scoring runs on those fast Moti Bagh pitches at Baroda. Well, obviously that's the reason why he came in, because he's got tremendous technique, very good on the back foot, and it is a disappointment for him. But then he scored 100 against the Sri Lankans in the ODIs. That means he's going to be a certainty for India in the World Cup. So Ambati Rayudu has found it a little disappointing there, but I think it's the right way to go. Give the opportunity. Suresh Raina getting 100 on debut, 7 half centuries in his Test career. Give him another go and then get him back, because India needs quality batsmen in the middle order. It is a situation where India is rebuilding as a Test team, and I think that is where the pride is. The pride will remain in getting the right kind of middle order batsman. So that settles it? No, it doesn't, because at number 7, you want the right wicketkeeper as well. No doubts about the fact a keeper needs to be judged how good he is behind the stumps, not in front. But then, when a team has a quality batsman in a wicketkeeper, I think they should choose him. The point here is Riddhiman Saha, exceptionally good glove work, but in front, there is always a comparison how good he is against the Naman Oja, because that comparison comes about only because Dhoni is not available now. So would you go with Naman Oja and those figures? Oh my goodness, unbelievably good. Well, a double 100 in the Duleep Trophy recently, stunning performances in the tour of Australia with the India A team. So all that taken into account, Naman Oja could well be a player who would push his claims. But when the team of selectors say he is there only for 1 Test matches, do they have a right to say that? I would think that's really questionable, because you're picking an 18-member squad. He gets into the team because Dhoni is not available. To me, I think that's a very controversial decision, because you would say if Naman Oja is available, Riddhiman Saha is available, the captain should have a right to choose between one of them. You can't say he's there for 1 Test match, because it makes him just a baggage for the team. So that settles the 7 for me, and then the question marks behind the bowlers to follow. When you want to win Test matches, you need the bowlers. And if you don't have the bowling unit, you're not going to win Test matches, no matter how good you are with the batting lineup. So that's the way it goes. When I come back next time, we'll talk about who should fit in and how well they can do with the bowling.